fully priced. So, I used to teach this kind of subject to improve the understanding of at least to people who are concerned with economics and also concerned with management. In the micro aspect, in the micro point of view, of course, governance is applied for individual organization like firms, whereas in the context of institution is also occupied the ideology of governance itself. And both in the macro aspects, the institutional change, of course, is almost highly demand, not only in the government sectors, but also in semi or in the business private sectors organization. And then what should we improve our understanding is that to take into consideration the usefulness of governance in organization and the objective of governance in every aspect of organization, either in government, central, provincial, kabupaten, city, or until rurals, governments. Governance is important to make sure that the services given by organization can be more efficient. That's why institution is important in the public sectors. But in non-public sectors, organization is important in order to occupy, to give them roles more efficient. And efficiency can be seen through price, which is produced by organization. Like in the government sectors, the effective institution can be related with how institution given their more services, like time given services to the, for example, to the people who are need services by government. The more quick response given by governments with a certain level of governance, which means that the more efficient of the country, of the government, of the local government. So efficiency will make competitive. Efficiency will improve competitive of regions, like geography competitive, because of investment will comes to the areas where the price is more efficient. Investment will come to a certain areas due to the fact that the transaction cost must be lower in a certain areas rather than the others. One of the question you can ask to me, why in the Central Java, particularly for the couple years behind, the both foreign and non-foreign investment tend to choose in certain Java due to the fact that the more efficient there, and like efficient in the wage, efficient in the process of services, efficient in everything. That is in the point of public sector related public sector policy. Of course, in the organization where the organization is operating, we must understand the application of governance in the organization itself, like in the business sectors, like in whatever business you are conduct. Every aspect of policy which the organization have to be taken must take any consideration whether the service more competitive or vice versa. If they are not competitive, they will be loose because the price will be non-competitive. And of course, with the quality at a certain level of price, it will improve the market share. And that's why governance and organizational change have to be well understood for everybody in this class. I think I like to share the continuation of the presentation here. Can you see my presentation? And okay, at least I think we start with the way that organization or countries are managed at the highest levels. The system for doing something like policy, producing, buying an input, recruiting human resource, making marketing, and redesigning organization, and so on. So governance means that the how to manage. Each step must be having clearly understood by inside of the organization. For examples of corporate governance in action include like a board of directors try to discussing the potential risks, okay, and rewards associated with various decision making by the top managers. For example, is an acquisition of or mergers, acquisition like say for example, we are trying to improve our understanding in like bread firms, something like that, toko roti, something like that, yeah. So the toko roti, I'm trying to try to give an idea. Why don't we make toko roti with the different input, like the mocaf input? In each of kecamatan, we make a small house of toko roti, something like that, and they have what we call it, a lot of input, a lot of employment needed, and also, of course, very important things for the marketing, whether the bread of the bread that we make from the mocaf itself can be enter the demand for who anybody who are concerned with their healthy, something like that. That is one of the example. The other is also the mergers of the firms, like a small shop merging the small shop, or a shop which we are trying to separate, manufacturing that we are trying to separate. Like when I'm telling everybody in this class, like how we produce noodles, because the noodles need what we call it cassava. Cassava need processing for flours, and cassava flours become a flour which is needed as an input. But also the cassava flours is also important as an input for the various, not only noodles, but the other types of food. So which we can find the idea of merging or acquisition or making a new business in each type in order to try to find out what is the actual demand given by market. The others is, of course, when we are trying to acquisition or to make the new thing, combining the new firms, we have to relate with the using human resources, starting to determine who are the top management who are in charge as directing, like directors, or also below the directors operating or financing or marketing and so on. That is not a simple things. When we are trying to make the policy, we need also a governance because of managing at highest levels. And in terms of firms itself, the governance must be not only for improving a factor of production, like people who are going to work with us, but also as an input, factor of production, input, which means that whether we need what we call raw materials, the cheapest and the best raw material, the efficiency in raw materials. And that is also a consideration. The other is, of course, by looking the roles of technology, whether we are trying to think about using the simple technology, or we use the medium technology. What do we mean by medium technology? Which means that the technology that's make efficient, but the price of technology itself can be afforded by a certain ability that is not a very complicated. Whenever you look in the Western countries like America or Europe, manufacturing is also a very complex, like a food factory or agriculture factory or mining factory or car factory, or every aspect of factory itself is very complicated. There are what we call it, the decision is to make whether they are more labor intensive or capital intensive or technological intensive. That's why in each aspect must be taking into account the usefulness of the way in which the policy you are making. That is in order to conduct and to minimize the risk, in order to conduct the policy and to minimize risk. You know, when you hiring a certain level of a human resource, whether you are precisely looking the need of a certain level of skills, a certain level of people, whether you are occupy people who are already experienced with a very high price of the human resource, or you are starting to get with lower price of human resources, but the productivity is low. And that is only related with the risk of like employment policy, human resource policy. Like I'm discussing before we are entering the class, like noodles, which I'm now working with. We are using what we call a technology. Why we are producing noodles? Because we are not producing noodles with certain firms in West Sumatra, because they have what we call a scale of production. Whenever the scale of production, the demand for noodle is below than 30,000, for example, 30,000 box, which means that 120,000 pieces per month, 120,000 pieces noodles, which means that we cannot use our making a new films, because it is not economically, because of the scale of production is not enough. That's why I have to make the governance the step in which the policy can be taken and the risk can be reduced very minimum. Of course, government, what do we mean? Government is the role to play and manage of each step of policy. The roles to play, you know, that is a very important thing. The second one is there have a guide to each policy and action undertaken. So we cannot make the policy whenever we just think and then take into a policy. We cannot do it. The policy which we make and to take according to each step of policy. the more better programs, the more preparation, the more we are understand of the organization itself. The more we are trying to apply in each step. This is a very good example. Whenever I'm making a new firms like PT Consortium Business Minangkabau, the director, the CEO of the PT itself is a very quick person having a decision. He is only proposing to us only 4 months discussion, and then the policy making it very fast. At that time, because of we don't know exactly the good and the step of the, the firms itself. And when we make a policy and the return of the policy is very quick, what is the weaknesses at the time? We don't know exactly the governance. We don't know exactly the roles of the human resources. We don't know exactly when the risk when we use a car, when we use people working with us, when we occupy a lot of people working with us, with a limited number of input at the time, the business is collapsed due to the fact that the director was passed away. And it is not simple to wake up again. We need a time very long to improve our understanding in each step of the policy. So guidelines is a very important in order to make the governance can be applied to improve the efficiency, to improve productivity, of course. The others is governance to ensure the quality of goods and services. So if the product is not so good and the price is low, that is common. But the important thing is the product is the quality, but the price is low. So price is everything, Price is everything. Whenever price is low, which means that we can compete in the market. Every aspect. And sometimes price cannot be only saying that low price is better. But sometimes a very expensive price is also better according to the how the market responds. You can feel that why production of a very branded production are so expensive. They produce in Paris, for example, like fragrance, like the accessories, like jewelry, and so on. In fact, the similar production can be produced in here. So we lose what we call it, the ability of the what we call mark, the ability of the marketing that make the production is so expensive. Like you can combine that car. Rubicon now is a very expensive, the same typical car which is produced by Chinese, maybe the price of them are 25%. The quality of the car is quite similar. Maybe the body is the same, but the quality of inside, of course, they are expensive. The production of Rubicon, like in America, compared with the production in China. That is a very simple examples. So governance to ensure the quality of goods and services given. I think I like to continue the issue of organization change management. So organization change management is about organization achieving, a desired future state from its current state with no disruption. limited disruption or negative impact to the organization. Design future state from its current state without a negative impact to the organization. Organization development is about how organization achieve its purpose through design, function, structure, process, and so on. So we have to find that the design of organization, the function of organization, the structure of organization, and the process in each aspect must be understood very well. What do we mean by design of organization? Design organization is organization that everybody making like the combination of each aspect. Sometimes secretary is different with the operational management. Like in financial management is different with marketing management. Whenever you don't have enough money to pay salary, maybe marketing management can be combined with human resource management or even with financial management. It depends on the structure itself. Whether you can make the structure is bold in the lower levels compared with the upper level. The process means that how in each aspect can be operating in order to achieve the goals. So why we need the change? Of course, the current is different. It's not efficient. So we need a change. We cannot without a change. Okay, change is a normal things in the business sectors because of a very complicated consumer behavior, a complicated what we call external factors, complicated and change the behavior. That's why in managing in business sectors, that is complicated things. It's look like in social sectors. Management itself in the organization change have to adopt because of like birds. You can use a gun to shoot a bird. That is in management. But in a certain levels, the bird inside their nest, inside their rooms, is easy to what we call it, to shoot. The difficult to shoot the birds, of course, in outside of their nest, in outside of their home, because they are flying. That's we call that organization change is important. How you plan the change and so on. Like in under our organization, like in Yayasan apa Indonesia Raya now, I have what we call change the management. I make a new type of activities, not only in higher education. I introduce now is lower level education. Why now I'm now entering lower level education? Because of we are already understand the higher levels organization. So it's make me easy to run, although it start at the beginning. But the typology of the organization itself have already made us a very simple policy for that. I hope that whenever the school running very well, I think it is easy to make the other schools, I have to make next year another 2 TK. Maybe next year I can make another new TK. Maybe in Pasaman, in Payakumbu, and so on. Because of why? Because of under my organization, it is already make a lot of governance, a lot of direction policy, and a lot of people working there. Although the salary itself is not so big, I mean, when we are compared with the private sectors like in PLN or in the banking sectors, not bad, I think. Lecture in our organization, I think much better whenever they are trying to improve themselves compared with people who are working in the bank sector, who are only having a limited job, you know. So that is the understanding of the change itself. So because of a lot of terminology, we can make what we call it strategic transformational change. Transformation, which means that transforms, form that is bentuk. Transformation is berubah wajah. So perubahan transformationals. Like government now, whenever you are looking the ideology of government, whenever you are talking government under non-capitalist countries, like in the communist countries, the government itself is a highly planning and highly directing, So that is, it's look like in the communist type of organization. But transformational in the private sectors, much more easy. Much more adopted rather than in the communist related environment in the business sectors or in the non-business sectors. Why? Because of in the communists, they have an ideology. In the capitalists, the ideology of capitalists is, of course, the price and competition, highly competition. Like in government sector, there have to be transformed, making transformationals, not like as organization like now, like in the business sector, like in the television or broadcasting or newspapers, the transformation have to make, You can discuss with people who are from Compass, Compass is a very big one of the business related with the television, broadcasting, book, news, Now Compass a very limited number of newspaper, but with the digital system, Compass have already spent quite a lot. The other is structural change, structure. Sometimes the top structure, the medium structure, and the lower structure. Remedial change. The remedial change which mean that remedial itu kan mengulangi, perubahan untuk membuat kembali. Maybe it's turn again to the previous organization or make the new organization. Sometimes is similar with the previous organization. But whenever the organization cannot not change, which means that there is no change. So according to the principle in the business sectors, whenever we are not getting change, there is no news. So change is very important, The others is what we call it people-centric organization change. The organization that make because of people. People are looking the ideology. Like now in our country is the change very important during the transition from Sukarno to Suharto to the others, Megawati, Habibie. That is a very change because of people. People request that now we need a change too, because there is a limited democracy. democracy will perpetuate corruption. Corruption is improved, and the business is inequality. Corruption related with inequality, of course. That's why the people-centric organization change is so important. So it is a various types of change that we make for futures. So we are trying to continue, So please see that there are maybe become 4 or 5 or sometimes 6 steps. You can discuss with me in this class where you are working. This is step in organization. The first, second, third, and so on. We need to pass in each step. You cannot make the step by trying to pass from the first step to the third or to the fourth. So we are trying to see at the beginning of organization. What is the main activities in the organization itself? Like say, for example, in the business sectors. Whenever you are thinking you are making a new firms, you have to think that what is the vision? What is the mission of the organization? What is the regulation you are settling down? Like in government, like in rural areas, pemerintahan desa, like in koperasi, like in usaha, mau usaha roti ke, mau usaha culinary, atau mungkin ada sebuah departemen baru, when you are making a new department, like in the organization who are giving for education, we need to settling first the norms and the regulation. That is the first steps. So when you make a new firms, you cannot go very fast without building up what we call it, the norms and its regulation. That's the first step. Okay? Apa norma-norma yang berlaku di perusahaan itu? That's what it means. What is the regulation? What don'ts? What is the vision? What is the objective? What is the priority? That is in the basic of organization. So when you are working in the public sector management, so you have to understand what is the vision of the kabupaten, of the kota. What is the mission? They're similar with the business sectors. What is the vision of like UMKM in culinary? What is the vision?
SME, sir.
What is the objective? Why the organization is born? So whenever people who are making the organization, that is the priority at the beginning. My experience in my organization in PT, PT KBM, our vision is to produce a new product, with the self idea and self implementation. Jadi ideologinya adalah menemukan produk sendiri, the self product, and then to improve employment. That's why we are coming to the noodles, because of noodle is a very high demand. Why we are making this? Because of the employment consideration, because of more productive land can be made because of a lot of people can work with us together. Not only how to produce cassava, processing cassava, and then selling cassava become flours, and processing flours become a various type of food. That's the ideology, you know. I remember that like Kompas Group, Kompas Group is apa Yakub Utama. Yakub Utama is growing in Bukit Tinggi. He was growing up in Bukit Tinggi. Ayahnya lah seorang Chinese. So Yakub Utama is become making a kompas because of a kompas visionnya itu adalah betul-betul terkemuka dan terpercaya. And then Kompas is a very talented. Now he has more than 50 business under the flag, ya. Jadi di bawah benderanya itu Kompas, grupnya Kompas. More than 50 business under the flag of Kompas. I like to see them. I'm not complaining with them. Jadi saya tidak kecewa dengan grup Kompas. If they make hotel, they need to invest a lot. And a lot of Grup Kompas itu punya hotel. There is a hotel in Bukit Tinggi, hotel in every province in Indonesia. Kompas Group also having production of book and with the various toys and business. A lot of various business producing by them. Because of their have already settling in one group, and it is very easy to make another groups. The second one is internal management system. Like in the school or hospital or in the business sectors. Are you concerned with the data? Like in our organization, like in the Yayasan Indonesia Raya, you can ask in our management about the data. It is very easy because we are producing a good data, like data pekerja, data pemasukan, data pengeluaran, data jumlah dosen, data jumlah mahasiswa. That must be clear for us. Jadi kalau seandainya everybody here is trying to improve their business, jadi pahami lu datanya. In my business in KBM, we know exactly how many pack of noodle consumed by Indonesian population per day. How is the per capita? How much the total selling of Indomie and the others compete, and we know exactly how frequency of people consume noodle, for example. We have to know that. That is the second step. So after setting the norms and the regulation, you have to aware with an internal management system. But with the very good way, Is there anybody come from institution, educational institution in this class? Ada yang dari institusi pendidikan?
I think no, sir. I'm from psychology.
You are from psychology. Is there anybody come from education like TK or primary school, secondary or tertiary education?
I think Angga knows, sir.
Yeah, Angga, you are come from our organization. So you have to check first whether we have norms and regulation in the year system. Ada. Whether we are internal management system, checklist, ada.
Yes.
Data kita diimprove oleh Angga terus. Apalagi data tentang postgraduate. Is there anybody who are come from health sectors? Like
Mr.
hospital?
Jeffrey Ismail, sir.
Jeffrey Ismail, sir.
Siapa?
Mr. Jeffrey Ismail, Mr. Jeffrey Ismail.
That's why. What is the internal management system in the health sectors? Are you working in hospital or in the puskesmas or in health sectors?
In the puskesmas, sir.
Okay, this is very important. I just finished making the price of services. I got contract 200 billion ya. Jadi tahun ini saya dapat kontrak ya, dengan Pak Edi Arianto ya, around 200 billion. And kegiatannya sudah selesai ya. And I got a lot of money this years, you know. And my question is because of you are come from puskesmas, that's good. The important thing is how you can improve the data in your puskesmas surrounding. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to improve the data related everything. First is the data on, you know, what is the main task of puskesmas?
Do you think main task of puskesmas, sir?
Yes.
Is
Services maybe.
services, yeah. Services.
Giving primary services for
giving primary services.
That's include for children and mothers, elderly
All
children,
people,
trying to
people.
try to find out any what do you call it, the problem of malnutrition. Ada itu beberapa 12 kalau nggak salah saya. Kewajiban ya kan?
Yeah,
Kewajiban. That is main task. That is internal management system. The question is there any data occupied by your institution in order you make a policy for the future direction of puskesmas? That is your main task. The second step, before you are learning about internal efficiency. So the second step is in your organization in primary healthcare, puskesmas, which means that primary healthcare, that is how to improve the internal management system, including data.
Maybe we are on process, sir, about a puskesmas now.
Okay,
yeah.
Excellent. Where is a puskesmas about?
Puskesmas, I work in Puskesmas Gunung, sir.
Gunung
Padang Panjang.
Okay, Puskesmas Gunung Padang Panjang. Okay, good. Excellent. You have to make sure that the availability of data is available in your puskesmas and a quick response of the data itself in order to make a strong policy and priority of the puskesmas.
Yes, sir. So we want to improve our data system by using a puskesmas, and the institution upper us can access the data, the puskesmas data, in easy. We not have to spend much paper like before, make a hard copy or another else, because I think when we still use old method, we spend much money. We spend much, and in 2024, we are in BLUD, sir. We change from government into BLUD, Puskesmas, and I think we have to process it quickly, because if we are BLUD, of course we cannot spend money like before. we
Yes.
have, yes, sir.
That's good, Devri. What is my experience into hospital? The problem is the data in each services is not available enough because the doctor are not concerned enough on their services, like equipment, like bahan habis
Yeah,
pakai,
bahan
ya.
habis pakai, yeah.
Bahan habis pakai. You need to count the cost of each services that in your organization have to be afforded. And after that, Puskesmas level can make a further services
Yes,
like a basic services and extended services. Extended services, which mean that the services which more quickly with an extra payment by consumer.
yes.
Jadi nanti akan puskesmas itu akan ada yang kayak gitu.
Mm.
And you have to be understand in each step ini. Jadi step ini, setting dulu the norms in
Yeah.
your organization and you improve your organization by updating like computerized data, all data, not only human resource, data on disease, data on treatment, data on people who are coming, how long there are given by services by in it is step. It's similar with the ini group atau in the other sectors. Okay, Riri gimana? Where are you working, Riri?
I'm housewife, sir.
Sorry?
Housewife. Housewife.
Housewife. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But sir, actually, I have some experience with you about the first decision when we build a company. That really is a story too.
Which one? Sorry?
Yeah, about your PT Minangkabau.
Yep.
Yes, I also have some experience with you. We made first decision for the PT, also PT, and even our team, 80% from our team is expert in that area, but it still didn't go well.
Yes. Yes.
And my question, sir, how long that we need to understand about the governance that I realized that problem the governance, even though the expert still that didn't go well at the time. Thank you, sir.
Yes, actually, we need to understand the organization very quickly. Some experts, because of their they know about the terminology, but they are limited experience.
Actually, sir, they have their experience more than 10 years in that area.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe the mission of particular organization you met is not easy things, like
Yes.
us in the noodle sectors. Pa and Maidi is a very well understood about that. He's very expert in that. But we need a marketing.
Yeah. Yes.
Even though we are making a very good taste of food without any good in marketing, it is very difficult. The
Yes.
organization will go very slowly. That's my experience. So we need to improve. We need to improve the function of marketing by making a lot of things. But we have to be patient. Jadi memang harus ada kesabaran yang sangat tinggi. But we need also a very quick decision making process. Quick decision making process is so important. And decision making process is quick because of we experience a lot with the similar types of organization. That is not change. That is not easy. This is another example. You can imagine that a lot of people working in the banking sectors, whenever they are going to retire, they have a lot of program for the people who are going to retire, become retirement. A lot of idea given to them that they become self-employment, like making a business. It is not easy, even they are already working in the bank sector. When we are working directly to the daily life of business sector is not similar with the daily life within bank sectors.
Yeah,
That's my
especially if we
experience.
start from the scratch, from the zero. That really fight. Things-
Absolutely correct. So that's why we need to adapt very quick. We need to make decision is very quick. And that's why Chinese people are urged, to say something when they have an idea. They are ngotot, mau laksanakan idenya itu. And then try to improve, try to make uji coba gitu ya. Try and go and run and go and run, and then it's become an experience. For me itself, when we are trying to make a new thing, it is much better rather than only using the previous idea without any decision making process. So making small thing, improving, actuating, and making a policy from one time to another, and then improve from one time to another with not change from one sector to another sectors. We have to make the organization within one sectors until we are experienced. Like now, I know exactly whenever we are running Yayasan Indonesia Raya, I think D3, S1, and S2 thing. It is a dynamic. It is not easy to organize because we are experienced almost 10 years, and then we are now easily making another type of business. Yeah, making like TK Happy Kids ini. It's look like easy for me to start. Although it is a difficult. But the step where I make a decision is easy because of accumulating. Whenever you bring me to find out another business, maybe I need to settling down first to think whether it is similar with the previous organization that I have experienced. That is the problem in new type of management.
Yes, thank you, Prof.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
appreciated.
Yeah, that's
you,
make
excuse me,
us a
Professor.
very, we are looking a very closely with the fact in the fields.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
why
Excuse
the
me.
first and the second step have to be understood. The other is internal efficiency. Everybody must be concerned with internal efficiency. What do we mean by internal efficiency? Like how we hire people, how many we are using, and like I used to make in the organization in educational sectors. I'm experienced in running, for example, madrasah. I'm experienced in running apa ini, ada SMK, perguruan tinggi, TK, But it is difficult when I'm running SMK because type of SMK is not similar with the yang lain gitu ya. Like in the pesantren. SMK is much more complicated. And the problem is two things. First is teachers. The second one is how to fulfill equipment. The vocational schooling management is not easy due to those factors, those factors is not problem in the boarding school system. So I need to take a time to learn, Now we are now entering the third years. And I'm glad to say that the third years, the input will improve significantly. I believe that. A lot of students will come to my place after this. We are now settling the equipment. We are now settling what we call laboratorium. We are now settling the campus. But we're still facing a difficult in fulfill a number of well-trained teachers. Teacher training is a very complicated to produce in my organization. That is a challenge. Not in the university. The university is now is easy to find who are the talented lecturing. So long we are trying to improve their happiness join with us, I think it is easy to find out people who are well known, So internal efficiency is important to cut off any kind of internal level which make the cost can be reduced significantly. Like energy policy, policy for expenditures, daily expenditures, hiring house and office, controlling in each time to times until we spend a very significant efficient. After we improve the third step, we need to find out another step, what we call it external efficiency. What do we mean by external efficiency? Whether our product, like roti, ini kan ada satu produk roti ya. What do we mean by external efficiency? Means in the roti bakery business. What do we mean by external efficiency?
Is it like course for employment?
No employment. How long the bakery are sold, starting from the production until they are selling. How long we put them into the in the shop
Maybe,
or whatever.
maybe 2 days, sir.
Yes. More quickly selling your product, more efficient in external.
Right.
In internal efficiency, like how efficient of working, how efficient of machine that you are using. That's make the unit cost to produce much more efficient. When they are longer putting your product, like, my imagination of the bread product. Whenever the bread 1 day is more efficient compared with 2 days in the market or 3 days in the market. But if your production is directly sold out in the market, it's much more important. That's first one. What is the external efficiency again, beside the duration?
External efficiency.
Expire percentage of expires atau rusak. That is external efficiency.
30% maybe, sir.
Ya, mungkin adakah yang rusak di produknya Ibu atau yang expire?
Yeah, yes.
Ada kan?
Ada.
Nah, you need to understand why there are damage. To make more external efficiency reduce. Apakah karena ditaruh di tempat yang tidak kelihatan kah? Apakah ditaruh dia terlalu ke bawah kah? Apakah karena non eye catching kah? Apakah karena brandingnya tidak begitu menonjol kah? Apakah tidak terlalu di sudut ditaruh tempat orang yang tidak sering lewat kah? You have a various and maybe 1,000 answer for that. You need to solve in each problem occurred, and that you have to make a policy for that. that is only in the bread sector's external efficiency. What is in external efficiency in the puskesmas? Kira-kira apa? Kira-kira yang external efisiensinya? Berapa lama, how long the customer or the people are
Waiting for service.
waiting for services,
Yes.
or whether there are what do you call it? Jadi ini ya, apa itu namanya, yang ini nih, pelayanan yang rawat jalan. How long there are establishing. Jadi berapa lama mereka recovering? Dari sakit menjadi tidak, atau menjadi sakit menjadi lebih sakit lagi. Ya.
Yeah.
Then you need to understand in each type. Mulai dari gigi, mulai dari anak, pelayanan ibu, tuberkulosis, orang tua, pendeteksian tensi mereka, ya kan? Ya. Kemudian lingkungan, persoalan lingkungan, ya kan?
Yes, sir.
Nah, itu perlu kita pernah. Why we have to, satu, bahwasanya puskesmas di tempat kita itu di gunung itu akan menjadi a type of puskesmas making dia menjadi BLUD nanti.
Yes.
Tapi you have to fulfill any requirement that needed to become BLUD. Badan layanan apa itu? BLUD itu apa rasanya kepanjangnya? Badan Layanan Umum ya, daerah. Badan Layanan Umum Daerah. Badan Layanan Umum Daerah much more higher compared with the lower one. Jadi there have a new criteria, more additional criteria to make your puskesmas become BLUD. So what is the priority given? You have to find out which aspect that make you become easy to become a BLUD. Aspek itu yang perlu dilihat datanya dulu, and how condition of the data is make the external efficiency, internal efficiency, and so on. Nah, ini kami pelajari. Jadi kecil-kecil kita di MM juga kita dalamin. What is our external efficiency? Apakah alumninya MM itu dia mendapatkan jabatan lebih baik, lebih cepat enggak? Atau dia bisa membuat terobosan dalam bisnisnya? Nah, kita punya data mikro terhadap itu. Berapa persen daripada alumni MMS and they are become, higher levels. That's why people come from 50 kota, Payakumbuh, Bukit Tinggi, or Agam itself. Whenever they are already finished the study in MM, and the bupatis are directly assigned a new job because of they are trying to improve their understanding how their own job can be improved under their thesis supervision. Jadi tesisnya sendiri adalah memecahkan their own problem. Now we are already more than 1 hour and 8. Let's continue to another step, regional and international standard. So whenever you are asking me, we have to improve our quality. A lot of people, like in educational sector, in health sectors, in the business sectors, my question is, have you tried to pass from one step to another step to another step to upgrading step? If you are not passing this step, you cannot jump to the second step. If you want to jump to the third step, you have to make sure that the second step is already done. Paham? Jadi nggak bisa meloncat di dalam organisasi itu. If we are trying to jumping from one step to another, which means that the sequence of organization is not smooth. Seperti kami kan, penjualan kami bagus di dalam tahun pertama, tahun kedua itu bagus, meningkat. Kemudian langsung terjun payung. Why? Because of quality of noodles. Bukan noodlenya, tapi bumbunya. That's I'm not considered at the beginning of my organization. That is a very complicated. Nah, tapi harusnya dulu itu adalah menguji coba dulu bumbu ini, rasanya, lamanya ditempatkan dan sebagainya. That is my understanding in the organization step and change. And whenever we are talking about we are going to bid regional shares, we are going to bid international shares, we are upgrading and become an international standard, you have to pass all of the first step first. Jadi kalau sudah melewati ini semua terpenuhi, you can become a regional of international standards. Ya. Jadi pemerintahan misalnya kan, we are become a very talented government service, itu nggak mungkin. Why? Because inside the government office itself, they need to change their mind, gitu kan? From bupatis into a lower level of management. We have to change our mind. You have to change their ideology. So please asking me if you need to ask something, okay? Okay.
I have a question, Professor.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's about maybe the big reach of our business, maybe in regional and international standard, but it's hard to implement it in the reality because maybe about policy. Policy is indeed something that cannot be ignored, especially when we start the business scale up process. How to adapted our business quickly to policies that something do not fully support our business development. Maybe it's related about with legal entity, maybe, and legal entity it's important too for business. But the next question, I have a dilemma about legal entity. How important is legal entity in our business development? Because some business first start and then become a legal entity, but another theory says that the legal entity first and then you can start the business.
Yes.
How you we deal with this thing, sir?
Okay, I understand your question. It is very good and it sounds. First is how we adopt a policy which is not concurred with our current business, and you need to understand first whether they're not understanding because of they don't know exactly what is our business means by local government, or because of there have what we call it competition that's come from the others, which is we are not supporting them politically, for example. If they don't understand, you need to be able to explain and to introduce for your idea to the local government first. And it is not easy because the local government are not giving any good response or quick response according to your problem, So like us, we need to understand, we need to negotiate for the local government in order the local government support for at least government can recognize our product, and the recognition can be seen through the application, like your business, for example. If you feel that it can be used by government office, your production, for example, the type of production, and it consumed by local government, you have to make sure the quality. You have to make sure that your product much more ideological, that make the local government can be improved because of your production itself. So I think it needs to improve the communication first. The second one is whether the legal aspect is important or not. It depends on type of production. I think because of the awareness of consumers, become improved due to their education. We need to be understand that due to the awareness itself, we need to adjust. At the same time, we have to look at the market who are not aware with the legal aspect, like rendang, for samples. People who are coming to West Sumatra doesn't care whether your rendang having legal or not legal. But whenever the rendang itself, you are making into the some kind of export to regional levels or to international levels, you need to follow the regulation. That is depend. The rendang is the same, but people, whenever they are coming to West Sumatra and they're eating directly, they are not believe whether that is halal or not, whether you have permission from the health ministry, local health ministry, is in that case, is in POM-nya. They don't care about that. Whenever you are still exist in such kind of customer, you can go on. But whenever you are going to use another type of marketing, like your product will put into, for example, in a particular shop, or people who are concerned with any regulation, you need to be careful, ya. Pengalaman saya, kalau rotinya misalnya dibuat, itu tidak punya register dan sebagainya, dan tak ada kontennya, harus siap-siap juga kita didatangin oleh para polisi yang jahat-jahat itu.
But I already have paper.
Sudah ya?
But yeah, but it's hard to have it.
Ya, didatangi polisi kan?
No, Bepom.
Bepom, oke.
Iya, tapi
Nah,
udah
itu.
ini sih. Udah sekarang udah artinya.
Oke, jadi
legal
sebetulnya it's maybe is difficult because of what we call it, the terminology of what we call it, tidak sistematik, information is not systematic. Jadi informasi itu tidak mudah diterima. Bagaimana memprosesnya, including BP POM itself, dia sebenarnya tidak terlalu mementing, dia harusnya memberikan jalan keluar jika kita mengalami kesulitan. Harusnya kan begitu. How can we hope people type of work like that, Jadi BP POM sendiri mereka punya standar, tapi standar itu tidak membuat orang lain untuk mudah memenuhinya. Mudah dalam arti bukan melanggar, tetapi mempermudah proses pemenuhannya. Ya, That is a problem. That is a problem, you know, including halal. Jika startup business, I know that in the startup business, you need also a lot of money to do during the process. And the legal aspect need a lot of money too. Ya, mungkin dia tidak langsung ada biaya, tetapi but we need to find out any information, processing it. Ya, jadi kadang-kadang ketidaktahuan kita making them is not work very smoothly. That's what I'm. Jadi harus hati-hati juga produk-produk kita itu nanti. Yang saya ingin ingatkan juga sejak sekarang itu polisi. Gitu ya. Polisi itu ya maaf sekali ya, maaf saya katakan in front, banyak yang jahat. Nanti dia datangin, kemudian dia uji sendiri nanti. Nah dia minta mana izinnya. Kalau kita tidak izin, dia kejar itu. Nah kejarnya itu dia adalah memeras. That is a problem. And while you are waiting, any establishment, please find out or fulfill any what we call requirement. Nanti boleh juga nanti bilang sama saya atau sama Pak NMID, nanti kami minta carikan bantuan khusus pendampingan from University of Andalas. Jadi di Andalas University itu ada satu the centers ya di UNAN itu yang khusus mendampingi kesulitan ibu. Ya, nah, UNAN-nya sendiri nunggu tuh karena dia nggak ngerti kan, dia harus aktif ke lapangan kan gitu. Oke, karena saya tahu, I just try to connect your business with the UNAN. Ini kami sudah buat juga sekarang like sabun ya, soap. Kami sudah produksi sabun sendiri. Jadi daripada kita larang-larang, ini orang-orang yang suka Israel itu produknya dilarang-larang. When we are never produce ourselves, how can we restrict them? Jadi kami produksi sabun sendiri sekarang, mie sendiri. Kalau boleh itu pengharum sendiri. Pelan-pelan. Jadi ini banyak hikmahnya juga. Ayo kawan-kawan yang lagi ibu rumah tangga, kita harus berbisnis. Kita harus bikin bisnis yang bikin itu substitute. Saya banyak pakai ibu-ibu sekarang ya. I'm using their activities to apa ya. Jadi dia marketing, dia cari nih consumer semuanya kan. Oke, lumayan. Kemudian untungnya untuk mereka gitu supaya mereka yakin usaha itu akan ada hasilnya. Dan we have to be sabar gitu ya. Oke, that's good question. Ada lagi yang pertanyaan yang lain?
I still have a question,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, coming.
May I? Okay.
Yep.
About the price, sir. Maybe small business usually easily get caught atau get trapped in price war. Well, does it mean it's good if we get into the price war, or how can we win? We can win this war.
I think it is depend on a lot of things that the price determine everything. First is the price war. Whenever our price is higher than the other's price, is depend on whether our product is already fulfill the customer. Satu, we have to make more specialization. We have to choose a specific customer. If your customer is similar with the other competitors, which means that it is depend on marketing. If your customer is different with the others, it depend also with marketing. So price is trying to make them lower. Seperti mie kami mungkin wacananya adalah bukan untuk orang yang berselera rendah. Karena Indomie bisa dibeli 3.500 sampai 4.000. Kami 6.900. Kan mahal ya. Tapi Lemonilo, that is my competitors. My product is for people who are concerned with healthy food. Jadi kalau orang itu belum mau healthy food, nggak usah makan dulu kan gitu. Tapi saya yakin suatu saat a number of people who are concerned with healthy food become much higher because of the what we call it, the sequence of food transition. In the countries who are already mature enough, food tended to concern with environmental. Food concern with ini low what do you call it preservation. Jadi apa nih ya? Yang apa zat-zat penyedapnya ini. Jadi semakin maju orang akan semakin tidak memilih penyedap. Oke, that is my product. Jadi produk saya adalah produk untuk orang yang ingin menghindarkan diri misalnya kena cancer. Insya Allah dia sangat sedikit kemungkinan orang kena cancer. Kenapa? Tidak pakai bumbu penyedap. And low in carbohydrates. Kita kenyang tapi karbohidratnya rendah. That is my price. Why the price is 6.5 to 6.9 in the market, and it's low. And our product is satu mie bisa untuk 2 anak. Sementara di Indomie dan Super Mie tidak sehat, kemudian dia kemungkinan juga bisa bermasalah untuk pencernaan, dan 1 mie hanya untuk 1 anak. Di kami 1 mie untuk 2 anak, harganya tidak 2 kali lipat, gitu loh. And it needs a lot of time to understand the customers. So my understanding now is price is not very important in the context of my product. There have what do you call it persaingan ya, competition with the similar product, but it's absolutely different with the other product. So my understanding, you need to invest also for advertisement. Jadi itu perlu juga. Nah, kalau misalnya roti, demo tentang menggunakan roti, merasakan roti di tempat-tempat keramaian, itu sudah harus mulai difikirkan. Dicatat orang, berapa orang suka, berapa orang tidak. Itu mesti harus dicatat data-datanya itu. And then after that, you can find out a big pictures to make your business stably upping and up down and naik. Saya percaya dengan processing itu. I'm not so important for me is for jadi for the sake of profit, karena itu yang diajarkan ke dalam pemikiran kita. But you have to understand that not only profit to determine your success. The determinant of success is that how you are continuing the decision you are making, and the share of your policy can be adopted by the other people. That is the success. That is a success. Sukses tidak hanya penjualannya besar. Sukses juga adalah bagaimana kita melalui proses yang sulit pun bisa tertangani. That is success. Okay.
Professor, your explanation answer many questions that appear from my mind. So thanks in advance.
I hope so. Which unfortunately I'm not expert in your question actually, but I like to answer because of my experience. Yeah. Masih ada yang lain?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, my question still about the price that you mentioned before. You said the price is everything, not because yes, it's low, but even the high price also interesting. And just now you mentioned that about your product and the competitor, Lemonilo, and in my opinion, it's not possible nowadays. Company not start from the customer segment, but from the behavior of the customer. Is it possible? Because if we can see nowadays, if we said about product, our product is free from MSG and healthy from blah 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 with quality ingredients. We still talk about the product. And nowadays, I saw some of advertisement. Let's say like Hyundai, they don't talk about their vehicle, electric vehicle, not talk about the quality of the product, but about bebas gage, bebas ganjil genap. Jadi, so that's they just talk about, they don't talk about the product anymore, but talk about what benefit you get if you buy my product. And then, in my opinion, if your advertisement, I'm sorry, I don't know your advertisement yet. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. If we make it like for the health, your future, it's a healthy food start from now. So I think, I'm sorry, in my opinion, the customer will not think about the price anymore, but oh, my health. If I want to health, I have to eat this product, and that's my opinion. That's thank you.
Excellent, excellent. We are combining both kind of idea, including the behavioral change and also what we call it, branding. The branding position of our product is positioning for the people who are concerned with health. That is our positioning now, and we are concentrate to garap any product, any customer who are concerned with that. That's why in the first year of our product, that is not under our consideration. We are put in the kabupaten level, in the rural level. What is the result? No one concerned with the noodles in di desa. Karena desa dia tidak, maybe they are not concerned with health. That's why we are trying to put our product in the big city first. Like in Padang, we are now going to Bukit Tinggi first. We are trying to fulfill first by understanding people with, and then we continue to Jakarta. So combining, so the more important things for our lectures today is do not use only one side policy. Misalnya hanya considerationnya oleh customer saja, not that one. So I'm not believe with binary. Ya, jika kita misalnya orientasinya pada customer first, do not put all of thing customer. Do not put all thing of pricing, something like that. But we need to combine according to the situation. Maybe you can test my hypothesis later on.
Yes,
Okay.
that's yeah.
Yeah,
I want to say.
This is very important our class. Yeah, sayang sekali.
Yeah, our class really interesting, sir. Thank you very much.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope
really
so.
love
I
this
like
class,
to learn with you too because you are more respond with my class. Jadi ini bagus sekali lah kelasnya kan gitu.
We really love this class.
We really love this class, sir.
Oke, thank you. Sayang sekali saya juga tidak akan lanjutkan lagi, sudah cukup lah karena sebentar lagi sudah maghrib. Kita cut lah 1,5 jam sudah cukup kelas kita ya. Okay, and I don't know whether I still assign you apa nanti biar diatur sama pihak manajemen ya, masih banyak lagi bahan yang sebetulnya ingin diskusi. Tapi my idea today is the sequence of organization change is depend on each steps, and the step cannot be passed without any measures in the earlier step, and you can apply for your organization, whether in public sector like Puskesmas tadi, whether you are in the business sectors, whether in the educational sectors. It's a various and a lot of things that we have to make any consideration. I hope that our class is very useful and have a good weekend and have a good New Year's too. And I'm going to Bukit Tinggi tomorrow, and I'm staying in Kampung until Sunday, until 5 of January. And then I move to Jakarta for another 2 weeks, and then coming back to West Sumatra. So please see you by saying Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Prof.
Bye-bye. Yep.
Bye.
Prof.
Happy vacation, sir.
Yep. Coming. Yep.